lahat tayo will have access to food. We will not go hungry. That's what food security is, in essence. There must be food. We must have access to it economically and physically. Now we have physical access to food, but we don't have economic access to it. That's the problem that we have. Dahil sa pandemya, lumala ang gutom na nararanasan ng milyon-milyong mga Pilipino. Kabilang dito ang pedicab driver na si Ramon Alfaro na nakilala namin noong Agosto.
Ako, ay nag-pedicab sidecar. Pag-lockdown, hindi po ako pimibiyahe kasi mauuli po. Ay, hirap ang kita namin ngayon, yung pandemic, yung walang pamasahe, iba. Isang sabi ng pasahero, 20 lang, sige, okay na, sasakay ko na. Kung magkano binabayad nila. Kumain nga ako minsan, mantika at toyo eh.
Sapat sa pagkain na abot kaya ng lahat. Isa yan sa pinakamahalagang hamon para sa gobyerno ngayon. Mga kapuso, we have to know about food security. You know why? Because we have a health crisis in the pandemic. We have an economic crisis as evidenced by the increasing number of people who are hungry and the increasing number of people who are malnourished. Kailangan natin pag-usapan yan because it has very, very strong future impact. So, let's hear it from the newsmakers themselves. Tinauhin natin ngayong gabi sa newsmakers ay si Secretary William Doliente Dar, Agriculture Department.
Magandang gabi po, Ka Winnie.
There are 59 million Filipinos now suffering from moderate to severe lack of consistent access to food.
Tama po.
Paano nyo ho ibababayan?
Mayroon tayong National Nutrition Council overseeing itong nutrition targets natin. This is part of the oversight ng Department of Health. I'm not saying na binabalik ko yung problema sa kanila, but we are part of that solution. We are part of that council. That's why inelevate natin doon sa food security development framework yung quality food production.
Alright.
This time around, equally important po yung quality of food.
What are your targets for food security reduction in terms of hunger? Never mind nutrition at this point.
In terms of the food supplies, we have enough food supplies. Ang problema ngayon, kung mayroon bang kakayanan na bumili ng ating mga poorest of the poor. That's why social amelioration was given.
But Secretary Dar, kayo ang pinuno ng Food Security Task Force ng IATF. And the ability to buy food is very much determined by the quantities that the government is going to release to the people who have been terribly shocked by this pandemic, lost their jobs, they cannot go to work, etc. How much effort are you as DA Secretary giving to trying to get the government to give what it should be giving to these people so that they are food secure?
Ang tuka po ng Task Group on Food Security, which is led by us, the Department of Agriculture, is to produce enough food. We have shown during the last 5 months na may enough na pagkain. The question that can be asked now is, available ba yung pagkain doon sa mga merkado na dapat bibilhan ng mga public, or are they affordable at this point in time? The latest food inflation data last June and this July, di na po mataas yung contribution ng food inflation. Yun po ang positive outcome naman ng enough food supplies that's to be bought by the public.
What do you think is the status of food security in the Philippines, Secretary Dan?
Let me highlight yung Philippine food supply, demand, and sufficiency outlook sa 2020. So, nasa Agosto na tayo. Sa bigas, for example po, ay towards the end of the year, mayroon tayong outlook na almost 3 months days to last by the end of the year. Talking itong August na pinaka-lean months, including September, ay mayroon tayong sapat na bigas para sa Pilipinas. Sa rice ngayon, ang sufficiency level, yung naproproduce po natin ngayon dito sa bansa ay nasa 86% rice sufficiency. So, nagpadagdag tayo ng budget para dito sa wet season ay para maitaas po natin yung rice sufficiency level to another 7%. So magiging 93% po ang target natin ng rice sufficiency. Now, what about other commodities? Sobrang-sobra po ang mais ngayon natin itong taon na ito. By the end of the year, days to last natin nasa almost 200 days. Sa chicken naman, because of this pandemic, sobrang-sobra din yung production natin. Nasa by the end of the year, sa chicken, mayroon tayong 119 days to last. Sa vegetables, because of urban agriculture na pinadagdag natin on top of yung commercial vegetable and fruit production, ay days to last by the end of the year ay mayroon tayong 20 days. In short, Kawini ay during this pandemic ay wala tayong na-experience na long queues in terms of kulang ng isang food supply.
How do you get that production to the people?
Marami tayong hinikayat ng mga private sector, agribusiness people na magnegosyo. Ang daming naging negosyo ngayon. So, 5.5 billion pesos sales itong through the Kadiwa. Now, another mechanism po, hinikayat po natin ang mga local chief executives na bumili na rin sa kanilang munisipyo o syudad o probinsya sa mga domestic producers nila na ito yung pamudmud nila sa mga constituencies. Minonitor rin natin ito. Ang sales po as a result of this arrangement ay 2.6 billion. We have to think out of the box and continuous po itong Kadiwa po in many forms.
So Secretary Dar, what I'm hearing from you is yung production ng rice, vegetables, chicken, etc. walang problema. Walang problema rin ang pagdala ng mga produkto sa mga markets o sa mga citizens. Ganun ba?
Let me clarify. Itong last 3 months now of the lockdown, halos nawala na yung initial problems ng first month ng lockdown, kagaya yung mga movement ng food supplies kasi sa mahigpit na pag-iimplementa ng checkpoints ng iba't ibang local government unit. At yung movement ng food supplies ay talagang naasikaso.
In other words, yung mga tao dito sa Metro Manila, wala silang maproproblemahan tungkol sa pagdating ng mga pagkain. Ngayon, that's the supply side. Now, the demand side, nakikita natin na yung mga tao nawalaan ng jobs and the government came in to supposedly help them. Kaya meron kayong sa Department of Agriculture, meron kayong 8.5 billion for this program and 13.5 billion for another program. According to the data that we have, the Department of Agriculture did not spend all that money. Is that a fact?
On top of the regular budget na mayroon tayo, which we did refocus them towards increasing productivity and increasing food production. Kasi yun ang pangangailangan. Ang nakuha lang natin na dagdag sa national government dito sa budget ay 8.5 billion. At ito yung ginamit natin dagdag dun sa budget ng rice production natin. Yun po, ongoing yon. Yung RCEP naman, yung RCEP ay 10 billion a year. 5 billion for mechanization, 3 billion for seeds, distribution, inbred, then training and extension, at saka credit. Last year, very late yung procurement. So halos dito na sa 2020 ginagawa yung karamihan ng procurement sa farm machineries worth about 10 billion.
Lumabas pa rin sa survey ng social weather stations na nitong Setyembre na 30.7 or almost 1/3 ng households natin sa Pilipinas ay nakaranas ng involuntary hunger o gutom dahil sa kawalaan ng pagkain.
So dito sa ating sa national food policy natin, syempre ang pinaka long term plan po natin is zero hunger by 2030. Gumawa po tayo ng key result areas, no? 6 na key result areas kung saan meron po tayo mga targets po dito. Tapos, ang 6 key result areas po natin, unang-una, yung key result area 1, which is yung ating policy environment. Kumbaga, key result area is actually to review, rationalize all the existing laws, executive issuances, policies, lahat ng mga policies natin tungkol sa kagutuman para makita po natin kung meron po tayong mga current gaps in terms of policy, in terms of laws. Ang key result area 2 ay tungkol naman po sa food production. Dito po natin nakikita kung yung production ba natin ng pagkain ay para sa ating population at ano yung mga programs natin para tulungan ang mga magsasaka at mangingisda natin na gumawa at mag-produce ng pagkain. Ang KRA 3 po ay ito naman po yung tungkol sa nutrition. So, yung utilization of food para makakuha ng sustansya at nutrisyon ang ating mga kababayan. Sa KRA 4 naman, ito naman tungkol sa food accessibility at food safety. So, hindi po sapat na gumagawa tayo ng pagkain, hindi po sapat na ng pinoproduce natin masustansyang pagkain. Pero dapat siguraduhin din po natin na may yung mga masustansyang pagkain po natin harating din po sa ating mga kababayan. KRA 5 naman ay tungkol naman sa sustainability ng ating food system. So food sustainability plus food resiliency. Food sustainability kasi alam nyo, itong ginagawa naman natin na food policy, hindi lamang para sa henerasyon natin, kundi para sa mga susunod na henerasyon. Ang last KRA, ito po yung tungkol naman sa people participation. So yung people participation pillar, para nga po sa akin, ito nga po yung pinaka-importante sa lahat. Dahil dito po kailangan magtulungan, whole of society approach, magtulungan po ang bawat Pilipino para tulungan na makabangon ang bawat isang Pilipino at hindi makaranas ng kagutuman.
Yung stimulus package natin, ang submission po namin ay 66 billion. Yung na-approve ng Senate last week ay 17 billion out of the 66. Yung portion ng House of Representatives for this Bayanihan Part 2, meron silang in-approve out of the 66B na 20 billion. Ngayon, the BICAM on the Bayanihan Part 2 will happen next week, and hoping that we will get out of the 66B, 20 billion to jumpstart yung stimuli for agriculture. We will use technology and innovation to jumpstart improving productivity per unit area, leading to much higher level of food production. At the same time, seeing to it also that income will be much higher, income of the farmers and fishers.
In other words, you need 66 billion.
We need 66B on top of the regular budget.
As far as food security is concerned, the production aspect seems to be all right. It is the access, the economic and physical access to the food that is wrong, but that is still government's fault. That is essentially what I said. Ang Department of Agriculture is the one given the burden of assuring food security, and that food security includes the demand. What has the government done during these past 6 months when we have the COVID pandemic to try to address the problem of food security?
That's why may dabuti po natin na papatupad ng plant program. Now, what's the goal of this plant program? To increase the food sufficiency levels of various commodities, basic at saka prime commodities na kailangan ng ating mga mamamayan. Itong plant lang po, itong April na umpisahan po.
Ano ang epekto nitong plant program sa production ninyo?
Maganda po ang ating monitoring. Dito sa vegetables karamihan po, dito nadadagdagan yung production natin sa plant. At the same time, hindi lang yung volume, yung nutritious vegetables and fruits, ang isang rekomendasyon po natin na itatanim. Nagbibigay kami ng starter kits, nagbibigay kami ng seeds, mga seedlings. dito sa even Metro Manila po, urban agriculture is one of the projects under Plan. Meron rin tayo kawini na pinormulate na stimulus package para makabangon muli ang sektor ng agrikultura. Talagang apektado po tayo.
Ilang seed packages o ilang plant ang binigay nyo sa Metro Manila para malaman natin kung sino ang nakaka-benefit from this?
Dito sa urban agriculture for crops and livestock, which is the distribution of seeds and planting materials. At ang target po natin ay 1 million beneficiaries. Ang naserve na natin ay 821,000.
Kailan po naibigay sa inyo yung mga boto?
Yung buwan baka July, maaga pa siguro mga 3 ng July.
Ano-ano pong klaseng mga pananim o binhi yung ibinigay sa inyo?
Marami po, may ampalaya, may talong, may mustasa, may pechay, may kangkong, may okra, may upo. Marami tayong may mais, mga buto na mais, tsaka yung mga sitaw.
Madali po ba na magpatubo ng mga ganong binhi po dito pa sa
Madali lang po pagpapasalo po, mga 3 araw yan.
Napakinabangan niyo po ba sila ng yung mga tanim po? Napakinabangan niyo po ba?
Oo na, ano yan eh, pag bumunga yan mga gulay, pag hindi man maubos, tigbibinta namin yan sa palengke.
Sapat po ba ito para tugunan yung pangangailangan nila sa pagkain?
Hindi naman siguro. Hindi rin kasi syempre matagal naman mamunga siya at saka hindi maganda yung lupa nga natin eh. Hindi maganda talaga. Kailangan pa natin ng abono.
Urban community, saan sila makaka-plant?
Not all the communities can go there. Mas lalo yung mga squatter communities.
Hindi ba sila ang mas makailangan ng lahat? They need it the most.
Ang ating methodology po ay ang may token na matumulong. Mas lalo na po kung mayroon na public lands ng syudad, ay sila dapat mag-organisa at kami tutulong. Ganun po ang ginagawa po natin.
Okay.
Kasi kukunti naman yung tauhan natin, we are partnering with the local governments na sila na yung mag-identify yung community gardens for the poorer segments of the society.
Thank you very much, sir. I enjoyed the discussion.
Anytime po, Ka Winnie.
Sa unti-unting pagbubukas ng ekonomiya at turismo sa Pilipinas, nakababalik na rin sa trabaho ang marami sa ating mga kababayan. At sa paggulong ng mga proyekto ng Department of Agriculture, makatulong sana itong lamnan ang kumakalam na sikmura ng pamilyang Pilipino. Alam nyo, mga kapuso, ang problema sa ating, from our point of view, is that as far as the physical presence of food is concerned, andyan dyan. Ang problema, hindi natin na-access. The pandemic has forced people not to work when they should be working or not to be able to earn money when they should be earning. Who must step in to make us tawid through this crisis? That's what the government is for. And the government, I think, has not been doing its job properly. The social amelioration program is too little and too late. The SAP is not being replicated. So what is going to happen to the people who need the food? Nothing is going to happen to them. And so our hunger will increase, our malnutrition will increase, which will have tremendous impact for the future.